Hi everyone, I am back with a new video this week and it's going to be a bit different. I am going to talk about the 5 things all writers are afraid of. And I went with fears because everybody fears something or several things or everything. Like this friend I have, he's a vampire king. Hi Vampy! He's afraid of spiders, and if you don't know who that is, well, he's the vampire king from a nice little, well, it's not little actually, it's kind of, you know, a great, nice long read. It's called Crimson Nights. It's a saga and it's written by J.T. Cheyenne and VL Moon. And you'll find the titles of both books and everything you need to buy them in the description below. So, Vampy, yeah, hi! I thought I'd mention your fear of spiders in this video because maybe not everybody knew. Anyway, if the king of vampires is afraid of something, certainly, you know, the rest of the world will have their fears as well. I know that it's usually the other way around and that writers can, you know, seem this weird, crazy, scary creatures that, you know, if you do anything wrong, they threaten you to kill you, you know, in the next book. And they know a lot of things about what kills you and how, and we do a lot of research. Anyway, the truth is we have our own fears and they are major fears actually. They terrify us and they keep us all, you know, awake and not sleeping. And the reason I'm doing this is because November by definition is a grueling, scary month because, you know, it's NaNoWriMo and we're all trying to keep up with the word count, and I thought I'd add to that, make it even more, you know, dark and gritty and scary. You know, it wasn't enough, so I thought I'd add to that. So our first fear is, you know, publishers. You know, those people, they are the people who take your book that you've poured everything into, your sweat and tears and your laughter and your sleepless nights and your blood and everything, and created this amazing piece of writing, and then those publishers say, not good. Thanks, but no thanks. Or yes, but you have to change everything about it. And yeah, you do it or we're not publishing it. It's simple. So the thing is, writers are kind of afraid of that happening to them, and it's kind of undecided who's right in this situation because sometimes publishers do know what sells best and give advice thinking of the best possible outcome for both themselves and the author, but you know, in other cases they really have no idea because let's remember they've been sent, and by they I mean major publishers around the English speaking world, they've been sent this submission which was secretly a book that had won an award, and that award was called the Nobel Prize for Literature, and a lot of these publishers chose to reject it. So if an award-winning, Nobel Prize award-winning writer has a hard time, you know, catching the eye of publishers, then this fear is not entirely hard to explain. Anyway, if you're afraid of publishers, the solution is simple. It's called being an indie author and self-publishing. Easy peasy. The second fear we have, editors. Real-life editors usually take your nice little story and turn it into a bloodbath. It comes back filled with, you know, red corrections and everything, and you have to change it, and the thing is you make it better in the end. But the problem is these real-life editors are not the biggest fear we have. It's not a person, I'm sorry. Like imagine this really evil, sleazy, conniving, sadistic little demon, and that is an imaginary friend we refer to as the inner editor or inner critic, and this person will take all the opportunities they can find and tell you suck, you should change careers, and pretty much your book is only good to be thrown out the nearest window. So yeah, you see how he can be scary and annoying at the same time. Anyway, the solution for that is easy. There's this blog post that I shared on Twitter. It's called Punch Your Inner Editor. And it's amazing. I mean, just imagine punching this guy over and over and over again, and at some point he'll gain some confidence and he'll learn to shut up. Awesome. Another thing we fear, and it's kind of, hard to control, is the writer's block. And the problem with the writer's block is that there is no warning. Just one day you wake up with the willingness to write, the time to do it, and you just end up staring at a blank screen for the rest of the day because there's just nothing there. Like, your mind is a huge block and the stories are trapped behind the wall that separates your mind from them. Anyway, the thing is that in these cases, your muse, who in my case is a very nice looking, sexy, charming and mostly native man, your muse is on vacation. If you're lucky enough and you have several muses, they'll cover for each other. But if not, the solution to deal with this fear is quite simple. You pretty much pack your bags and go chase your muse wherever he's gone to. I'm kind of hoping he's gone to this exotic place for a vacation. At least you're having fun. So anyway, while you're there, if you don't happen to find your muse, you can, fall in love. That should inspire a nice romance, great. And if it doesn't work out and the person you fall in love with ends up breaking your heart, it's even better because you can take a cue from Taylor Swift and write about the breakup. And apparently that results into something that's really popular. People like to read and listen to songs about breakups. The next fear we have, bad reviews. We hate bad reviews and we're terrified of them because we're afraid they will drive other readers away. But in the long run, actually bad reviews are not that harmful. They add this controversial air to your story, and people just want to know what the truth is, who's right, and take a side. Take the side of the people leaving bad reviews or the side of people leaving wonderful reviews. Plus, if you only have 5-star reviews, people will think that it's something rigged and fake because we trust humanity that much. Anyway, so the solution is to always remember that a bad review can actually help, unless all reviews you have are bad. But let's not think about it. That's the fear that keeps us awake at night. And we're down to our fifth and most important fear. It's the thing we all are terrified of and we can't imagine living and continuing to live if it happened for a long time. And that's an internet connection failure. Like, having no internet is the end of a writer's existence, because how exactly are you supposed to back up your, novel, your work in progress? Where are you going to save it? On your computer? What if something happens to that computer? It's impossible. You need to save it into the cloud. I myself have 3 clouds that I save it to. I have Amazon Cloud, I have my Dropbox, and I have Google Docs. And then I send it to 2 more email addresses just to be safe, because not everything can fail at the same time. Then again, without an internet connection, how exactly are you going to get on Facebook? We need to be on Facebook. That's where all the fans are and all the author friends we have, and that's where we organize everything, like release day events and book signings and everything. You need the Facebook for that. And you might tell me that social media should not replace, real life interaction with fans, and I agree with that. But then again, it's a global market and you can't be everywhere. And if you have to attempt at least to have an interaction with fans from everywhere, there's no better place yet. I'm, kind of rooting for Twitter and Google Plus, but it doesn't look like they're going to steal the thunder from Facebook. Not yet, anyway. They work in different ways. So, yeah, that's how it works. The thing is that there's another aspect you have to think of when it's about the internet. You need it to upload your book to Amazon and whatever other store you want to upload it to, so that people can go and buy your book. Well, sometimes you have to wait 12 to 24 or 48 hours to get your book approved, and with that lengthy process you have to time the uploading process perfectly so that you don't delay your release date. So if you're just about to press that button, imagine having no internet connection. That's like terrifying. What will you do then? What happens to your release day party? What happens to all the bloggers who expect buy links from you? That's not gonna happen. That's terrifying. Your whole book launch will be a disaster without the internet. That's terrible. And there's a solution for that too. It's called your friendly nearby coffee shop. You take your nice little laptop, pack it, and go there. You'll have coffee, because you need to be more, hyperactive and full of energy when you're terrified of things. That works wonderful every time. So, in case anybody was wondering, this was supposed to be fun, and we're not that terrified of everything. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you're an author or have writer friends and have noticed other fears, please comment and let me know what you think. And if you're writing this November, happy writing to you. And if you're reading, which I suppose in my wild imagination is everyone in the world and they're reading, happy reading to you. And enjoy the rest of your week, which is the weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye!